6 months after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the United States Navy was on the ropes. The Imperial Japanese Navy seemed invincible, sweeping across the Pacific. But in the vast blue expanse near a tiny atoll named Midway, the course of the war was about to change forever. By May 1942, Japan's Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto had a bold plan. He aimed to lure America's remaining aircraft carriers into a trap at Midway, destroy them, and force the U.S. to sue for peace. His fleet was massive, over 200 ships, including multiple carriers, battleships, and cruisers, split into several groups to confuse the enemy. On paper, it was an unstoppable force. But the Americans had a secret weapon. It wasn't a new ship or a faster plane. It was brain power, U.S. Navy cryptanalysts, led by Commander Joseph Rochefort and his team at Station Hypo in Hawaii, had partially broken Japan's naval code, JN-25. They intercepted messages pointing to a major operation at a location codenamed AF. Rochefort was convinced AF was Midway. To prove it, they sent a fake, unencrypted message from Midway, reporting a broken water distillation plant. A few days later, they intercepted a Japanese message. AF is short on fresh water. The trap was set, but now the Americans knew exactly where it was. Admiral Chester Nimitz, commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, took a huge gamble. He had only 3 carriers, the Yorktown, Enterprise, and Hornet, against Japan's 4 frontline carriers, the Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, and Hiryu. The Yorktown itself was heavily damaged from the Battle of the Coral Sea and was given just 72 hours of repairs at Pearl Harbor, a job that should have taken months. With every available ship and plane, Nimitz sent his fleet to lie in wait, northeast of Midway, ready to ambush the ambushers. On the morning of June 4, 1942, the battle began. Japanese planes struck Midway Atoll, but the island's defenses, bolstered by recent reinforcements, held strong. Meanwhile, American scout planes located the Japanese carrier fleet. The first American torpedo bomber attacks were a disaster. Flying low and slow without fighter protection, squadrons like Torpedo Squadron 8 were nearly wiped out. Of the 41 torpedo bombers that attacked, only 6 returned, and not a single torpedo hit its mark. But their sacrifice was not in vain. Their desperate, low-level attacks pulled the Japanese fighter cover, the formidable Zeros, down to sea level to deal with them. This left the Japanese carriers incredibly vulnerable. Just as the Japanese were rearming their planes for a second strike, American dive bombers from the Enterprise and Yorktown arrived high above. Unopposed, they plunged down through the clouds. In 5 minutes, one of the most decisive moments in naval warfare, everything changed. Bombs rained down on the Japanese carriers. The Akagi, Kaga, and Soryu, their decks crowded with fueled and armed aircraft, erupted into massive fireballs. Within hours, 3 of Japan's 4 carriers were burning wrecks. Later that day, the remaining Japanese carrier, Hiryu, launched a counterattack that severely damaged the Yorktown. But American scout planes found the Hiryu, and dive bombers from the Enterprise and Yorktown sealed its fate. Japan lost 4 of its best carriers, a heavy cruiser, and over 250 aircraft, along with thousands of its most experienced pilots and sailors. The United States lost the carrier Yorktown and a destroyer. It was a battle won by intelligence, bravery, and the incredible sacrifice of those who flew into the heart of the storm.